Well guys, I'm finally home from a long day of work. Now I can finally talk about in detail the amazing things that came out of EW's live stream today on the Hunting Lodge. And boy, there is so much to go over. We have a new map. It's confirmed to be Australia. Kinda knew it. But what I wasn't expecting this at all. So I wasn't prepared at all. I didn't realize we were getting a look at the next Great One today, which turned out to be the fan favorite, the Great One Fallow. And even though Jaxie initially said that we're only getting 3 new fur types with this Great One Fallow Deer, turns out we're getting 5, and that includes the golden, the silver, the hooded, the painted, and the mocha. And the more I think about it, the more I think that the golden is my least favorite. I don't know, there's just something kind of plain about it. The hooded kind of intrigues me. It looks very similar to a fur variant that you'll find in nature, a chocolate fur type, which the hooded kind of leans toward that, and that was a fur variant that I was hoping to see. I don't know that I have a favorite one yet. They're all just really cool. Now, I did want to point out the rack styles because one thing that tends to happen in the community is these racks develop names. And as I was looking at them today, I was thinking, man, some of them have really distinctive shapes. So if you've been following my art on the community section, I put out there that I'd really like to see something with sort of a sweetheart shape, kind of like that deep curl in at the front and then a sweep back into a curve and down. And while we didn't get exactly what I was looking for, we did see something similar in the first rack that Jaxie introduced us to. I would vote to call that one the Sweetheart rack, but it also kind of reminds me of a bowl. Yeah, a bowl, because it's really deep and concave. It's very round. I might be calling that one the Sweetheart or the Bowl rack. Probably the Sweetheart rack. It just sounds better. But then we got that really tall, skinny one. That one is very interesting because there's not a lot of palm spread on it and it just stands up very high. So when I saw that one and he started talking about it, I thought, wow, why don't we call that High Tines? Now, if you look at the High Tines rack, you'll notice that the tines themselves go darker than the palmate itself. That is a really subtle but amazing feature, and it kind of sways me to like that rack style a little bit. And then of course we had the moose rack that everybody kind of referred to it as, the big kind of flat one that goes out to the sides and has those big beefy palms on it. So that one, yes, we could call it the moose rack and it would be an apt name for that, absolutely. But it also kind of flares out, so I kind of like flare rack. I mean the flare rack as it kind of flares out. And then finally there's another one that looks very similar to the Sweetheart or Bowl rack, but it doesn't have as much tine definition. So I was thinking about calling that one the Club rack because it looks very much like a club, like you're gonna get clubbed with it. Let me know in the comments below if you already have thoughts on what names these racks should have. I'd be very curious to know. We also got a really incredible look at the animal rework, specifically focusing on the piebald fur type. That is really awesome because I just recently got a gold piebald. I can't wait to see him when he gets his rework done. Eagle-eyed viewers also noticed that the harvest screen had been cleaned up a little bit, which will be helpful for us creators when we're, pulling our thumbnails. The other thing that Jaxie did mention is that there will be no population resets with the exception of the fallow deer, which is understandable. So guys, I'm sorry, you may have to set your grinds back up. Sorry. Now he was spawning these great ones on Hirschfelden and not the new map because, as he says later at the end of the live stream, he wants to avoid accidentally spawning in animals from the new map. That, I'm assuming, will come next week. Take a look at the key features for this upcoming update. One of the things that really stands out to me the most is this right here, the fact that we'll be working through a mission system that focuses on conservation, cooperation, and community development. Now, if you follow my channel at all, you know I like to talk about conservation whenever I'm playing the game, whether it's animal conservation, environmental conservation. I just kind of lightly pepper it here and there, but that is a huge matter of importance to me, and I'm so glad that the people over at EW have taken this route and are going to include that in the regular gameplay. Not to say that there are other mission systems haven't focused on that, but I've only recently started kind of getting into it with my work on cotw, and so I'm really excited to kind of test that system out and see what it's like in the Outback. Guys, I'll be honest, I'm completely flabbergasted. Because I work a day job, I spent hours yesterday prepping, pre-recordings of things I thought we were going to see on exploring the map, actually going to Australia today to kind of take a look around at what the landscape's going to look like and what the biomes are going to be like, because that's something else that Jaxie mentioned, that the map isn't, again, a reserve. It's more themed toward more biome-ish type stuff. So we're going to see like the Outback, we're going to see rainforest landscapes and stuff that's in between those two. So it's going to be kind of something revolutionary, something they haven't really done before. And of course, they're continuing to work on developing other things to improve the immersion in the game. As somebody with hearing comprehension challenges, the audio in the game is very important to me. One of the things Jaxie did mention is that the audio got a rework, and now we're going to get a variety of different calls we didn't have before. Sound bites like when they're fleeing and stuff. So if we're stalking in the underbrush, if you're like me and like to do long track hunting and kind of avoid the rigmarole of using the water's need zones, having those additional audio cues to determine how the animal's behaving is going to be immensely helpful. Things like they call when mating. Call when mating. Hopefully we don't get to see an animatic of that. Anyway, and I was completely wrong about the number of new animals we're going to see on this map. We're going to get a total of 8 brand new species to hunt. That's going to include things like saltwatercrocodile. They did release that emoji that seemed to indicate that that was coming. So, I mean, obviously, we're going to see the banteng, which is actually going to replace the water buffalo. I kind of thought they'd be on the map together, but according to Jaxie, they went back and forth about it, but decided to keep just the banteng and allow space for other animals to come through, which is really exciting because that's pretty awesome. One of the most exciting new animals, the eastern gray kangaroo. I think that's going to be my first target when I jump on that map. As far as birds are concerned, we're going to see something brand new I've never even heard of. It's called the stubble quail, and if you've been following my work lately, you know I'm on the quail trail for the holy quail, which is an albino quail. So I wonder if it's going to have the same kind of mechanics and maybe the same kind of spawn rates for rare fur types. That's going to be crazy, because I'm already having a hard time finding the holy quail. All hail the holy quail. And then we're also looking at something called the magpie goose or magpie geese. I've not really heard of that before either, so that'll be a fun species to learn about and explore with. And then, okay, this threw me completely off. I did not expect this at all. We're getting to hunt all 6 of the huntable deer types on Australia. That includes our old friends, the red deer, the axis or the cheetah. Special thanks to Liam Studios for correcting my pronunciation on that. And then of course we're going to see our friend the fallow, but with an upgrade. But then the other 3 that they mentioned is that hog deer, the rusa, and the sandbar are making an appearance. That's crazy. I wasn't expecting that at all. And then to round out the list, we're going to see 3 more of our old friends, the feral goat, pig, and the red fox. Now, I wonder if red fox is being dropped on here in preparation for our next predator great one, but it's way too soon to call that. We're also getting a new gun with this release. They didn't showcase it today. They may showcase it next week on the Hunting Lodge Livestream, which I'm assuming will include a look at the new map. So another thing that I wasn't quite expecting with this release is that we're going to get kind of an update to our hunters themselves. We're getting a brand new outfit that is Australian themed. I hope we get the hat, you know, the one with the folded side, you know, the classic style. I really hope to see that as part of that package, which sure, I mean, come on. But we're also getting customization for our tents and our ground blinds, and we're going to be able to tag those things for ease of use so we can find them much more quickly and not have to go sorting through a whole bunch of stuff. Loadouts helped with that, but I wonder how this is going to make it better. Guys, there's so much stuff that came out in this update today. I could go on for hours, but got other things I need to do. I did want to point out that I turned my light emerald for Emerald Coast. I'm so excited to get out there and actually hunt. I just got to hand it to the staff at EW. I know I wasn't too excited about the Moose Great One update, but man, I honestly think that you all have done an amazing job on this next one. Every fallow deer that popped up on that screen, I gasped at. You guys, hats off to you. I mean, we wouldn't be here as a community without you listening to us and creating content that we love and we enjoy. And I know it's not often said to you all, but kudos and bravo Zulu in my community. this is a job well done. I really, really appreciate the hard work and dedication your team puts into it. Thank you so much, and I very much look forward to playing this map. That's gonna do it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, sorry for the late release, but regular life calls, and I'm just happy to be a part of the conversation. If you've made it this far in the video, please consider dropping a like, subscribing, commenting, sharing, remixing. I mean, if there's a soundbite in there that you like, why not, right? It really does help me grow my channel, which I'm working toward. I'm really hoping to maybe with your help hit 1,000 subs before Australia comes out. I mean, that's probably gonna be in June. So that's a quick turnaround. And if it happens, great. And if it doesn't, well, I'll keep plugging away at it. But for the people who have continued to support me, including my core group, and you know who you are, thank you so much. You guys really make this worthwhile, and I really enjoy going on adventures with you. Speaking of which, I will catch you in our next adventure. Bye.